there is a silence heavier than any sound. It's the silence of forgotten places, places we chose to seal and abandon. This is Torre Paradiso in Manaus, Brazil, once the most exclusive address in the Amazon, a bastion of luxury and technology in the heart of the rainforest. Today, it's a tomb, a monument to our arrogance, wrapped in silence. Authorities call it Exclusion Zone 7, but the few locals who still dare speak of it call it a colonia, the colony. This is the story, based on internal recordings, recovered radio transmissions, and the testimony of a single survivor, of how an entire skyscraper was declared lost, and how an empire was born from a single queen. Torre Paradiso was more than a building. It was a promise that mankind could live in the heart of the wild without touching it, protected by glass, steel, and technology. 30 floors of luxury apartments, gyms, private cinemas, a self-sufficient human ecosystem sealed against the chaos of the jungle below. But the jungle always finds a way in. It didn't begin with an invasion, but with a shipment. A container of exotic lumber from an unexplored region of the rainforest meant to floor the most expensive penthouses. Inside one of the wooden beams, unknowingly, traveled a passenger, a queen Paraponera clavata, the bullet ant, famous for having the most painful insect sting on Earth, a pain compared to that of a bullet. But this was no ordinary queen. Post-event analyses suggest she was a genetic variant, a super queen, with exponential reproductive capacity and a collective intelligence never before documented. She found a perfect nest in the warm, damp foundations of the building, a safe place, rich in resources. For months, her offspring grew in darkness, invisible, silent. The first signs were insignificant, easily ignored. A maintenance technician in an internal email mentioned strange resin-like formations in the ventilation ducts. Another complained of a sweet organic smell on the 15th floor. Small anomalies in a complex system. Nothing to worry about. The building's ventilation system, designed to bring clean air, became their highway. Within 72 hours, according to estimates, they had reached every floor, infiltrating walls, drop ceilings, and electrical wiring. They weren't just foraging, they were conquering. They were transforming. Their saliva, mixed with gypsum, plastic, and construction materials, created a new substance, a dark, fibrous biocement. With it, they began sealing doors and windows from the inside. They were fortifying their new home. The alarm was raised when communications with the upper floors stopped. No outgoing calls. Internet was dead. Elevator doors were blocked by this strange substance. The residents of the top floors were trapped, isolated, and they were no longer alone. The first response team was a private pest control company. They were equipped for cockroaches, not an army. Their recovered radio communications tell a story of pure horror. The building had become a death trap. At this point, special forces intervened, but they too didn't understand what they were facing. After 48 hours of failed attempts and the loss of 2 teams, the government made an unprecedented decision. They would no longer try to recover the tower, they would seal it, declaring it a permanent quarantine zone. The few survivors were left to their fate. Today, the colony still stands, a silent, pulsating monument to our fragility. No one enters, no one leaves. Drones that get too close lose signal. Thermal images show intense biological activity within, a heat that suggests a colossal metabolism. We don't know what is growing inside. We don't know if the original queen is still alive, or if she has evolved into something new. We don't know what its goals are. We only know one thing. We built a paradise of steel and concrete, thinking we could dominate nature. And nature, in its smallest, most organized and relentless form, came to reclaim it. And it showed us that we are not the masters of this planet. We are merely guests. And sometimes our lease expires. What do you think is hiding in the heart of Torre Paradiso? Let us know in the comments. And next time, on WildSOS Exclusion Zones, we'll travel off the coast of Peru, where an oil platform stopped responding 3 months ago. Some say it's a technical failure, but the last terrifying transmissions speak of tentacles and a hunger rising from the abyss.